gonna go take a shower.
I'm live. You can go take a shower. It's fine. Okay. I did something here with. Oh, this is not going well. It's alright. Either or. We're gonna start recording either way, so I'm okay with that. I think we're supposed to be live by now. Yep, right here. Yep. Yep, we're gonna react to this. We're gonna jump in, we're gonna just start reacting. I think for me it's better to just to do a nice live stream and just react to these crazy clips. Since the world seems like it's gonna end at any time kind of thing. I think if I put some input into this, I'm doing my diligence when it comes down to advance the agenda of restoring masculinity. You see here, I'm trying to really move this thing here because it's covering everything. Either way, I don't care. Alright guys, so thank you so much for just being part of this live. We're gonna just react to this video and I wanted to do it live with y'all. I'm just gonna react to Pearls and she has a lot of good clips. And I wanna just react and just watch it with you guys. And I'm gonna give my commentary from a male perspective. Of course, anything you guys have to say, just you can do so in the chat or in the comment section. And we're just gonna jump in. Let's go, man. I'm having a lot of ideas to share with you guys. I'm trying to really figure out this thing with the OBS, but it's got stuck or something. Cannot move it. It's like all of a sudden it got really stuck. Like I cannot move around. It's crazy. I might have pressed something was not supposed to be pressed and hold up. Let me see something here. See, it's not responding. Like it is responding, but it's not responding kind of thing. It's one of the weirdest thing ever. Got two screens, but the second screen is not. See, I don't know. It's not really working. Okay, and so you're supposed to give you like a space where you can move around, but it's not doing it. Super weird, man. Super weird. Either way, I'll figure out that later. Let's jump in and see what's going on here.
Femininity is listening to your man. So is it toxically feminine if you're not listening?
No, he doesn't care. He just cook the food. So you don't always have to act on your emotions, you know?
Women don't even want stability. And when it comes to safety, if he's not abusing you, you're safe just because you feel like safe. Why do we watch the Kardashians and not the NBA?
I mean,
women like drama. Women like drama.
But in a relationship sense, is women are very quick to criticize but not quick enough to praise.
I was a coward in my last relationship. I will own that 100%.
I'm talking about friends, like actual friends.
Yeah, like guy friends. They don't want to sleep with you.
You don't think they will sleep with you if you give them a window?
What is toxic masculinity?
Oh, that was good. We were starting
so
at high.
I feel like it stems from a man who does not know himself and he does not know how to regulate his emotions, because men are very logical. By the end of the day, they still have emotions and they do not know how to regulate that, but they know.
What do you mean
that
they don't know how to regulate it?
Okay, so a man knows innately, in my opinion, that he is meant to protect and provide and that he is meant to be the head in some kind of way. I feel like that's an innate thing that a man knows. However, when you are told that that is the only thing that you must be, and then you're kind of other emotions, the emotions that make you human, are kind of shunned. You do not
What
know
do you mean by emotions that make you human?
because anything like
what emotion?
like to be overtly happy, or when you said the word simp, like to feel like an emotion that is like, oh, I want to feel soft for this person and all these kind of things. Being soft, like everything is yin and yang, and men and women, they both have masculine and feminine energy.
Oh my goodness, that's the feminist talking point, folks. The man and the female, they both have male and female, so it's all relativity kind of thing. Man, these talking points are gonna be hard to dismantle.
Need to embrace both of those, but not obviously too much masculinity in the female and too much femininity in the
Don't
man.
you think you're asking men to emote like women?
No,
Crazy, yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
what
that
it
at all.
is.
What I'm saying is that you have to understand that as a man, you're going to have a little bit of feminine energy, even if it's 1%, 20%, 30%. I don't know.
Do you want men with a lot of feminine energy?
And I said 1%, 20%. I'm giving variables, and to
Right.
be honest, I don't mind as long as you are able to.
That's not true. Of course you mind. Of course you do. Of course you do. I mean, it's just incredible how these females think that they really want a feminine man. It's crazy, man.
To fulfill your role
The
as
lies.
a man, which is to provide and protect and to lead.
How can
If
you
have
how can you do all those traits, but be feminine?
feminine energy, if you're gonna sit there and I want to do some dumb feminine shit with you, and you're gonna sit there and allow me to do it, we can do that behind closed doors. If I want to do your nails and do your hair and do your makeup, we can do that behind closed doors, and that is
Makeup?
Yes, I'm sorry, we can do that behind closed. Some men will not allow that.
No, mine
Some,
wouldn't, no.
Yeah, but this is the thing. If you and I feel like
Crazy.
that shows how set in your masculinity.
What is toxic masculinity?
Okay, yeah,
I'm
let's
just not
go back.
getting. Can I have a
Okay.
specific example?
Okay, so for example, a man feels angry because a woman is undermining his authority, but he's not putting out that authority in the correct way. So then he unleashes
that's
the
what it
anger
is.
out on her and starts blaming her and all these kind of things, being like, "Oh, you don't listen." Okay, let me give a specific example. I believe that a man should make sure that his woman looks presentable. I do not want to go out. People can have their own opinions, but I don't want to go out looking too promiscuous. So if my man says, you know what, I'd prefer you to not wear that, and then the woman goes and says, you know what, actually I want to wear this. For example, I might wear a top that shows a little bit of my boobs, and then my man's like, I don't want you to wear that, and I'm like, actually, you know what, can I pull it up a little bit, and then it's okay. And then if he's toxic, he'll start getting angry, like, oh, you're undermining me, so on and so forth, and it will turn into a big argument that it does not have to be. However, if he knows how to go about it in the correct way, then we might have a little conversation about it, and either we come to some sort of compromise, or he knows how to deal with my emotions as a man.
Do you think that men want to have conversations about problems, or women want to have conversations about problems?
Good point.
At the end of the day, men and
There
women
we go.
are two
See,
very different creatures.
yeah, okay.
They're-
This is where a lot of these talkers and podcasts they're not recognizing what you just did. Just literally deviated or avoided answering the question because she knew the answer. Let's hear it one more time.
Conversation about it, and either we come to some sort of compromise, or he knows how to deal with my emotions as a man.
Do you think
then
that men want to have conversations about problems, or women want to have conversations about problems?
at the end of the day, men and
There you go. Answer my question. You have to go back to that. Answer my question. That's a sales technique. Answer my question. You have to control the conversation because then it's just derail, and then all of a sudden they're just moving the goalposts everywhere. Answer my question. Kevin Simon was very good on doing
women
that.
are two very different creatures. There
Very
are
good.
Can you
similarities.
answer the question?
Yeah,
There we go.
Are
Yep.
men or women?
Women.
Both for different topics. Mostly it's women because we have a lot more emotional issues.
So
but
then
men
don't
want to
you
have
think
conversations.
you're asking him to emote like a woman? Like, because often when I hear this is just what I've noticed is when women say the word toxic masculinity, they're asking men to be women.
No,
when they're
not
not
always.
It's the
women.
fact that in a relationship, you have to be
Trigger.
able to compromise.
Empathy
I have to be
is
able to
important.
understand you from your point of view of things. You have to be able to understand me too. If I need you to come down on a level where I'm able to actually tell you how I feel, and I want you to actually kind of understand what I'm trying to tell you without fighting back, that's what I think should
Well,
come.
So
I mean-
be emasculated, basically.
Part of femininity is listening to your man. So is it toxically feminine if you're not listening?
No, I think
Yes, I think it is
yeah.
because at the same time, like I just said, you need to be able to compromise. I need to be able to come to your level. You need to be able to come to mine, and that's how the relationship should work. You should be able to. If I want to sit down
do that,
and
folks.
tell you I don't like
Fellas,
this,
don't do
you should
that.
be able to hear it. If you want to
That's a bad
come and
advice.
sit down and tell me you don't like this, I should be able to hear it. End of.
I think that men are okay with us coming to talk about problems, but it's the way we approach it. A lot of the time,
we're not okay. We're not okay. But this is not normal, folks. Females going to the workforce and coming back from the workforce just to talk about their experience with Susan being a bad person. It's not normal, folks. We're already coming from a lot of chaos. Now your female want to bring more chaos. It's not normal, folks.
we approach it by criticizing, blaming, shaming, trying to control them. I think if we're able to remove all of that and we're able to have conversations as a kind of coming in at a different angle, in a respectful way, men are very happy to be having these conversations in order to, ensure that the relationship is on track.
I'm just curious. I'm just going to do a poll quick with the guys. Do you guys want to have a conversation with your woman about what she wears every time you go out?
No.
No, okay.
Not situations
so that's
like
good
that,
then.
because I think that you should know yourself what's appropriate and what's not
but
appropriate.
They did not like
fine
that
then, but-
answer. You see how they start bickering a lot? That's because they didn't like the answer.
Thing is, it's just a conversation at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not anything more than that.
Which is fine, but it's just going back to the toxic masculinity. It's like you're asking men to be women.
When it happens every time.
How?
When you're asking men to emote like women, so to have a conversation, like it's toxically masculine if you don't want to have a conversation about
But
something.
the thing is, they can have a conversation without crying, without doing this. Just listen. Just listen to what I have to say. I'm not asking you to be a woman.
Wow.
I'm not asking you to have a period every month.
No,
I'm
but
not.
I'm saying when you say it's toxically masculine for you not to want to have a conversation with
It's
me.
like when they say something and they want to say that's the end of conversation. You get it? Like this guy can come to you and say, I don't know, for example, like going back to the clothes thing, I don't like what you're wearing. I can try to tell you like, oh, but but no, that's it. He's not even trying to hear your side of the story.
Because it never ends. The reason we shut down the conversation because we know it's gonna be there for the next 4 or 5 hours. So you have to end it up. You have to end it right there and there. See, this is a way of feminists trying to gain control, but at the same time not wanting the control.
And that's
It's
toxic
weird to
masculinity.
explain, folks.
I think so, because it's like you're toxically, if that's a word, like establishing your dominance in a way where you're not even trying to.
Because
let
you're
me talk,
dominant,
trying to do
you're
this,
a man.
Like, just be quiet, I'm your man kind of thing. I think that's what toxic masculinity
I think
is.
that's just masculinity. I think like women just don't like being
No.
told no.
Nah, because I feel like you can be masculine, like she said before, and come in a correct way. Like you can tell me
You
"Babe,
can be masculine,
like, I'm
but
not
wear
gonna lie to
makeup.
you.
Yeah,
I don't like
sure.
the way you're wearing this. I feel like this. Like at least hear me out from my
Right, but
side.
that's how women would communicate.
That's
I think that's how two adults should communicate.
Exactly.
No, but that's
That's
because you're
crazy.
trying to make men communicate like women. Like, have you ever been in a men's locker room and listened to how they talk to each other? And you're like, ooh, I can't believe they're like. I used to work at a plumbing tech company, and they would just roast the shit out of each other, and I could not believe they talked to each other like that. But saying, like that's communicating.
But they need to remember we
What
are
happened there?
women,
That's weird.
and our feelings do get hurt very quick.
Oh.
So just be aware. So you wouldn't talk to, not referring to women as children, this is just an example. You would talk to a child a certain way because you know it's a kid. You would talk to like a bunch of boys a certain way because you know you're in a group of a bunch of boys. Just be aware of who you're talking to. That's it.
And I agree with you. I think men.
Yeah.
I think men know that. They know they can't communicate to us the same way they communicate to other men. I'm saying it's not toxically masculine if a guy just says no end of conversation.
I think it is because like it's.
Wow,
I think
bro.
just give your reason.
Listen, folks.
Just give your reason.
Masculinity is in danger. Just hear what they have to say.
Because that's just what we
Crazy,
want.
man.
Give your reason, babe, why you don't want me to. Him, okay, this and this. Okay, yeah, I understand you. I'll take it off.
Do you think most women that's their answer when he says when you give them a reason, he gives you a reason that they're like, oh, okay.
No, not every
Obviously,
woman.
no, it will
course
go
they
into
don't.
a conversation. I feel like the clothing example has messed things up. Let me give you another one.
Okay.
So, say for example, cool. I live with my boyfriend, whatever. Like, I'm the one who will be cooking that night. Say for example, I say, babe, I'm thinking about making ABCD for dinner, and he goes, no, like, you're not doing that. I feel like why is it that you have the right to tell us what we're eating? I'm the one that's doing the cooking.
You don't
Because he
have
doesn't
to
wanna
listen to
know.
him.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to him. You can just walk away. See, but both of us cannot have a penis in a relationship. See, it's like you wanted to be super masculine, but act like women. It's like, it's a weird conundrum.
Sorry, but I've been itching. I just didn't want to interrupt anybody. It's because he doesn't want to know the ins and outs, in my opinion. He doesn't want to know the ins and outs and what you've decided. Just cook the food. Men don't want to have a conversation. I think men operate from a place of like solution. If there's a problem, what is the solution?
Yeah.
How do we fix this? It's very black and white. It's women that want to have the conversation. So instead of I'm cooking tonight, oh babe, this is what I'm going to cook. He doesn't care. He just cook the food.
So what if I've
Just cook
already?
it.
So what if I've
can decide, babe?
What if I've defrosted my chicken? This guy tells me he wants fish. Are my chickens there for him?
No,
I
but
can't see him doing that though.
No.
I
So
think he'd be
when-
grateful
so
for
say-
everything.
But that's why it's toxic masculinity, because not everybody does it. But
I
that
don't think
would be
that's
a
toxic.
No, that's not
toxic
toxic.
trait.
I think that's controlling and narcissistic. That's not toxic
what's
masculinity.
controlling and narcissistic?
Uh,
Could you re-explain that? I just didn't understand what you were saying.
No, what I was basically trying to say is like, what I was saying is that's the toxic side of the whole toxic masculinity thing. Is when he wants to like apply himself in a way where he's not trying to hear anything else. That's basically
Or
what
just
I'm
trying to be
Anything.
cruel. I mean, it just sounds cruel. Like someone, you say you're going to
Well,
make
like-
something.
This is an example.
No. I'm saying if he says that,
I
that
don't
sounds
understand
cruel.
the situation.
Oh, you mean he's
could-
undermining you?
How is he?
Yeah, that's what I kind of mean. Like that's what I take from toxic
So
masculinity.
you
Somebody trying to
offer
undermine
something
you.
and he tells you no, like you send the food away because I've heard situations like that, right, where
What if it
someone's
was
prepared
bad?
dinner,
What if it was bad?
put it in the bin, and just don't want to eat it.
What if it was
Like-
bad?
That's
So
crazy.
say if
I
there
just think
were-
that's like toxically masculine, narcissistic. That's a bit far.
I think the
Yeah.
word
100%.
narcissistic gets thrown around way too quick and easy. Personally, I do think that people don't. They're not. Most of us are not psychologists, and we can't just label someone a narcissist because of a behaviour which
Good
we
point.
think they're not considering our feelings. Personally, I use that word
That's
very
dangerous.
seldom.
I feel like when I touched on toxic masculinity, it got a bit misconstrued because I didn't say not having a conversation was toxic. I mean like exerting your dominance because a woman is should be subservient in a lot of different ways, and I feel like asserting your dominance in a way that makes her feel unheard or just like. Not scared. Scared is too much of a word, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like she can't be heard. In
So
these
if
kind
he's
of
so
things.
dominant that she doesn't feel heard, that's toxically masculine.
A man's role, as well as to provide and protect, is to make a woman feel safe to do her womanly duties and da da da. If she don't feel safe, that is being toxically masculine.
Don't you think
in a
women
way.
change how they feel every day? Like one way.
Diggity.
I mean, we all have a friend. One day, she's with her
Diggity.
boyfriend. The next day, she hates him.
But what's
the
her
next day,
boyfriend
she's
doing
in
to
love
make
with
that?
him.
We
What's
also-
she doing to contribute to the situation?
But we have a lot
Yeah.
of things going on inside. Like
Oh man,
we
they
have-
cannot do no wrong,
period.
fellas. They cannot do no wrong, man. They cannot do no wrong. This is the problem. This is where I came to have a red pill moment years ago. Accountability is very important to move societies, folks. If we have generations of people not acknowledging 1 cent or 1 drop of accountability, it's dangerous, folks. It's very
every
dangerous.
month that does a lot.
But you know what? I think you don't always have to act on your emotions. You know, you could just have the emotion.
Yeah.
It don't mean you got to always act upon it. And I
Yeah.
think that's where we're very destructive when we're very impulsive. The moment we feel something, we feel that we have to act on it. You know, just
Yeah.
sometimes ride it out. Just wait to see if that feeling change, if another feeling could come, and most time it will.
Huh?
I feel like, sorry, just to say one last thing. I feel like feeling safe in a situation is something that varies. Like as you said earlier, love varies and all these kind of things. But for example, no relationship is perfect. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have times where you're like, oh, I hate him. Same thing where you said that, oh, parents might have that. But if the overall ambience is safety and all these kind of things, like variance is allowable. We're all humans at the end of the day.
I don't even. What did you?
What?
I don't
What
even
did she
understand
say,
what you just
bro? What was that? Hold on. Let me just go back to that. What did she say?
But if the overall ambience is safety and all these kind of things, like variance is allowable. We're all humans at the end of the day.
I don't even. What did you? I don't even understand what you just said.
She just sent
Oh my
a
gosh,
bunch of wasted years in school, man. That's what she said.
I was just touching on the fact that you
She's
said.
like, oh, I got caught. There we go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. You got caught then. You're
I was just
bullshit,
talking
man.
about. I think you said women change how they feel all
Right.
the time, and I said that something like stability and safety is a relationship is going to have variance, but stability and safety is not something that unless you have like a really abusive person or something like that, that is
You
a
can't make
basis of
this
the
shit up,
relationship,
man.
and
It's
the ups and
crazy.
downs is just what happens in that safe space.
Yeah, but I think women don't even want stability. And when it comes to safety, if he's not abusing you, you're safe just because you feel like...
Safety is not just that. Safety is emotional safety, being
Oh
knowing
my
that you
God,
can
they're
go
moving the
and
goalposts
have a
so much.
conversation with your man.
So
and
safety
he's
is not you feeling safe anymore. Safety is make sure that she's safe emotionally. She's safe for I guess hundreds of things now. They're just trying to stretch that definition so far. It's gonna be unrecognizable.
going to listen to what you're saying and all these kind of things. Safety comes in many different forms, and the women who don't want stability.
Like, men aren't
Unrecognizable,
here
yeah.
to listen to our problems.
But you're building a future with that man.
Okay.
Why are you always going to your goals?
So say if there's two men that have a problem with each other, right? What would they do? Two grown men have a problem with each other about something.
Confront it.
What would they do?
I mean, it depends. They might fight.
What do you think? Oh, so you think they're just gonna punch each other in the face
Yeah,
straight away?
it's get to a point when it's a real problem. Yeah, the last solution. I'm not saying it's okay, but the last solution to the problem might be, let's just let's throw some punches.
They would have a conversation.
It's not okay,
It's
but-
not just females. It's just grown adults. Generally, if you're gonna be grown, I know I want stability so bad. I do because I literally see that as happiness.
Yeah, and I think like women say that, but then a lot of times when we talk about our exes, like we're with the ones that are the most unstable for the longest. So it's like, do I watch
Yeah,
what we say?
but that's why
and
they're
do I
an
watch,
ex.
Do I watch what we say as women, or do I watch what we do?
No,
think-
because I know I definitely
point.
do want stability, and my ex isn't, and I was very young as well. But that's all.
Well, I don't know. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about women in general.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem, that they put it to themselves and they start thinking about themselves. That's why you cannot move beyond this conversation, because you start talking about these problems and they put the woman hand, they start talking about their life, their feeling. They're trying to get all the attention to them.
We don't pick stability.
But we don't know every single woman.
Most
Ugh.
people want financial stability is the main
Yeah.
stability that they really would go for. But in regards to a guy that's kind of, I think no one wants a walkover. That's the thing. You don't want a guy that you can control.
Yeah, I don't think that's not. I don't think that isn't stable. Like I would say, my gentleman friend that's in the cart currently, he's very stable, and I would only know that I am. I learned I learned a lot from my previous relationship, and I spent a lot of time on my own. So from that, I know I don't want anymore. And this guy is super stable, and somebody might call it boring, but I like it.
Yeah, but I think that's like men kind of see that as a problem because
Yep.
like in our youth, when we have the most of what men value, we pick the bad boys.
Yeah, and that's a problem, because that means you're literally making bad choices, and the other guys that are coming after that, when they hit their 30s, they're paying for all your bad habits, and they think that they can control those habits, but they can't.
And
Yeah.
when we're older and we have kids, then we say, "Oh, now I want a stable guy."
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that,
that's
that's
her.
really tricky.
Yep.
And for me, I mean, I'm 35. I wouldn't say I'm a spring chicken, perhaps, but I'm definitely in my prime. Maybe not like from a biological
Wow,
standpoint
she
in my
said that
prime,
she's in her
because
prime.
I got maybe like a year left before whatever. But
Right,
no,
but
I feel great. I feel my most sexy. I feel my most confident. I feel
You're
my,
not,
you know,
you're not, lady. You're not, lady. I'm sorry, lady, but you look okay, but nah.
feel like I've really honed in on
and
that.
I mean, you look great, but it's still not. But it's still not what men
But
value
I
because
can
men value
appreciate that.
youth and they value purity.
Yeah, for sure. I
And
can
it's
appreciate
just
that.
when you're older, you can't offer that anymore. So
Yep.
it's like when we have the most to offer, we pick the most unstable guys.
Yeah. Or we're already sucked into that with the most
Yeah,
unstable
and
guys.
it's not just this panel. Like I do street interviews all the time, and that's always what people say around 30. That's when they switch from the bad boys to
Yeah.
the stable guys.
Do you think that women feel like they can save men? Like they feel like they can fix him or
I
something?
think women. Okay, why do we watch the Kardashians and not the NBA?
I mean, I don't
Women
know.
like drama. Women like drama.
But they do, yeah, for
I like
sure.
watching drama.
Do you?
Yeah. but I don't personally like it in my life.
It gives me headaches.
Oh man, that's so cap. That is so cap, bro. That is so much lie in that statement. That you can't even believe it, how much lie. So she's saying that she don't like a lot of drama, but I can guarantee you the only way you can keep a woman like that is just with pure drama. There's no other way. Can you think about another way? Because the more toxic she is, the more that line you need to sustain to keep her. The more trauma she had to go through, the more you had to be more drama driven than the last guy.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I definitely don't want any drama. I've never
Yeah.
really wanted drama, but I
But
think
again,
that
it's like
yeah,
you watch
a
what
lot
you
of
say or watch what you do.
Yep.
Right. So who do we pick?
well, that's it. I don't watch soap operas, and again, I think even when people watch soap operas all the time, sometimes you end up not realizing, but kind of playing out your own kind of soap opera, you know, because you have that kind of mindset of that is how life is, but. And yeah, there is that fine line, I suppose, between stability and boredom. Like me, I am a person that enjoys spontaneity and not like a routine. That's one of the reasons why I work for myself, because I don't like just like this, you know, same time working every day, like this mundane kind of reality. So I do think that it is important to kind of find someone that's also willing to kind of not just be that, you know, very routine, everything the same, because that does become boring.
The next question that he submitted
Interesting.
is, who takes criticism easier, men or women?
I think
I feel
both.
like men take it easier.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't say, I think both. Very surprised.
Women take things so personally, I think,
You've
at
got a
times.
lot of emotions.
Men don't like criticism. Not one
You,
bit.
you think men take criticism worse than women?
I think they could probably take it in a work sense, but in a relationship sense, I don't think they take it.
I
well
feel
at
like
all.
they take
What? Wow. She's a professional psychologist. Therapist. She said that. Okay.
it from other men than from women.
I mean, I don't really think it matters who it's coming from. Like, if you, I don't know, if you've got a couple and a woman says, baby, come, you need to go to the gym, you know, like you're getting a little winter weight, honey, you know, makes a little joke about it, he will go to the gym. If you tell a woman she's putting on weight, what then happens?
I think the problem is in a
There you go.
relationship sense is women are very quick to criticize, but not quick enough to praise, and then therefore that's what gets men's backs up. It's kind of like, you know, I do all these good things, but you will point out that one bad thing that I do, and you will peck at me.
Write
Do you
it,
think
yeah.
that women are never satisfied?
I think
It depends on the woman.
There we go. She's just thinking about herself. She cannot say it, bro, because she's thinking about herself. If she say, yeah, they're dissatisfied, she has to look at herself in the mirror.
Some women are.
Well, we're talking about in general.
I think women are always looking for improvements. Yeah, men are quite easily pleased, whereas I think women are always looking for some way to improve the
Improvement.
situation.
That's the word that you're
there's
using
something
now?
extra.
Okay.
I also thought one of the comments was really interesting about the whole fairy tale thing. And I think, so, like, my mind went to the whole, you know, as young girls, we grow up on Disney, we know about the Prince Charming, and this is this, and this kind of sets our ideology as far as our husband or what we want from a man. Flip that on its head. I'm not too sure if it's like that in the States, but in the UK, there's this thing of, I don't know if anyone remembers being in primary school, you know, if a boy pushed you over or teased you or was horrible to you, it meant that he did that because he fancied you. And I feel like somewhere along the lines, as we've grown up and as we've become women, there is this, oh, if he's being mean to me, if he's ignoring me, obviously it makes you want to chase them more because maybe psychologically you feel like he wants you and that's why he's being mean to you. It's really true.
Where it's a form of a neg. It's a more aggressive neg, which neg is a disqualifier. But I think it's more about disqualifying her from the pedestal that she was brought up to this world, right? Remember, females tend to be praised for their beauty, so they develop some kind of an ego that if a guy comes over, is not faced by it, she start developing some attraction to him.
Trippy, but I find it a lot.
What incentive do men have to be nice to women then?
Well, I mean, I don't
Good
feel like there is
question.
an incentive to be nice to women. I feel like you should just be nice to women.
Exactly,
The same
especially-
way as women should just be nice and respectful to, like, as people, we should just be nice and
There you
respectful
go. Now
to
we're
each
talking
other.
about
And
society.
you know the problem with that? Nice guys finish last.
But women choose that for it to be that way, if that makes sense.
You're not
So
wrong.
as you said earlier, like the whole accountability thing, I'm not saying that men don't play a part in the way that a woman feels, but we do have to be accountable and responsible for our own emotions and for our own decisions that we make, you know. Someone else in the super chat mentioned about it just went from my mind now, but about women not understanding men. And I can kind of appreciate that to some degree. I like to
Interesting.
think I do understand men to a certain degree, but that's only men that I've engaged with, the men that I've come across. We operate from a completely different mental, and we're very different as human beings. And I said it last time, you know, men and women do complement each other. We're not the same. And I think that there's a lot of responding and not enough listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what you said about nice guys finishing last, like, it's actually so true, because, you know, like, as a woman, you've probably got, like, so many guys that are, like, shouting you and doing all of this thing, but you've got that one guy that's not shouting you like that. You're just thinking, like,
And I know.
Exactly. That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I mentioned. That's what I mentioned. It's an egg. It's a disqualifier. And females are attracted to people that disqualify them.
Own them all.
I know, literally, and you got like so many people in your DMs, you got people in your Snapchat. These are all nice guys. You're not really looking at them.
Your
like
future
that.
husband is probably in the friend zone.
Ooh, yes. Yep. Yep.
That's what they say. If you want to know what your level is, look at your friend zone.
Yeah.
My friend zone of males, especially trash bags.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wait, why would you surround yourself with trash bags?
Now, do you know why I actually appreciate my male friends, the ones that I trash the most? Because they teach me what to look out for in guys. Like, they literally show me.
But they're sitting
how
on the
most
sub
guys
bench.
are.
You know, they're waiting for the opportunity.
Nah.
Also-
Wait. So there's someone that's not waiting for the opportunity?
I'm talking about friends, like actual friends.
like guy friends. They don't want to sleep with you.
You don't think they will sleep with you if you give them a window?
I was naive.
She's
to that
laughing.
when I
She's
was
laughing because it's true,
younger,
though.
and I realised, you know, when the
Nah, but-
opportunity
Can we
strikes.
test it? Can we test it?
I feel like we should totally test it. I'm
You
here
got,
for that.
you got your phone on you?
Oh my days. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead
Yeah, I'm serious. We're serious. Okay, pull it up.
I'm so
Come
here
on.
for this.
Yeah, come on. Where's your phone?
Give it. Actually, do it.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is
she's
what I
afraid.
want
She's afraid because it's gonna happen. We all know what's gonna happen.
you to do.
Oh
I
my
want you to
God.
call him, put it on speaker. Okay.
Let's see if he even picks up.
If
Let's
anyone,
see.
okay. If anyone, everyone be quiet, put it on speaker, and say that. Say that it's late and you're horny and you want him to come over.
I'm not saying that.
No. I feel like you can. I can say, look, I know that this is so random. Like, don't judge me, but it's late. Like, I'm really horny.
I need a cuddle tonight.
You're going to tell him it's not true afterwards anyway, so right?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he'll see it on the stream. You can show him.
Or
it's
even
not
if you were to
real.
say you were a bit tipsy, and
Yeah,
can I
but
come over?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
That's what you said.
Let's
right?
go.
So you don't need to
Let's
worry.
I'm not
expose
saying the
her.
horny part. I'm gonna say I'm tipsy. Let me come over.
Yeah.
1 second.
But I want to like.
Let's
I
see
want
if he
to.
picks up first.
But you
I'm
need to
not-
allude to the fact that you want to have sex with him and see if he'll have sex with you.
Let's see if he picks up though. I know this guy and he's.
Okay, don't worry.
She knows it's true though.
Quisha.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Bro, see how she changed her voice? Crazy, bro. Look at that. Look at that.
Quisha.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Where are you?
Ah, good hell. Hey,
Where are you?
I'm in Slough right now.
Oh, really? What are you saying? Are you gonna be home in a bit?
What, Beaconsfield?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm near Ice Rink right now.
Oh, really? Why were you there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Flying them, man.
when
Just
you
flying them.
when are you gonna be back?
Where are you, Slough?
I'm gonna be later.
I can get home for you.
I can't lie. Let me see you.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking overdue. I'll meet you at home. Tell
Alright.
me what time you come back to the ends.
Let me. Do you know what? Yeah. What time you think you can be home for?
I don't know. You might
Are you gonna be on your own?
Yeah, come pick me up from Slough. Can you pick me up from Slough? Near fucking...
He's
Yeah,
desperate.
I'll chip in for a cab like this.
Alright. Cool. Whatever. Alright. I'm gonna shout you back.
Yeah, let me know when it...
Alright. Bye.
She's afraid, bro.
Say no more.
He's just accommodating her. He's ready.
Oh, say no more.
No, there's no say no more. He thought he was going
He's
to come over and
excited.
chill.
He's absolutely excited.
I don't
for
think
that
so. I didn't
moment.
read it like that.
I didn't. No, but I think like even he wouldn't.
You should have
Trust
said the
me.
rest. You should
No,
Nah,
but let's do it. Let's do it.
Do that.
Call him back. Call him
Yeah,
back.
you
call
need
him
to
back.
say
Yeah.
Yeah, she's afraid.
I just have a quick question.
Or someone
Do you
else.
have any
someone else.
condoms?
No. Say. I was just thinking. Why haven't we ever dated? Or why
Yeah.
haven't we ever hooked up?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good question. That's a good
Because he
question.
will come over and chill just
You
as
lot are
mates
making me
anyway.
do exactly. You don't.
Hello.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
I'll ask you something serious.
Go on.
Well, why have we never why have we never like spoken nothing?
Huh?
Why have we never spoken nothing?
Why have you not spoken?
Yeah.
What, in so long?
Nah, I mean like that.
What do you mean like that? Like that? Like that?
Yeah, like that, like that.
Tell me.
Bro, I'm telling
Well,
you.
I'm asking you.
Last time I tried, you wanted to blank me.
No, but that's when we were teenage. We was literally children back then, though.
What's making you think this?
The alcohol.
Oh, look at the giggles, man.
The alcohol speaks truth, innit?
Yeah, well. Alright, cool. I'm gonna shout you, innit?
Go on.
100% he will.
Yeah, he will just slice you like a pizza. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She knows it though.
Smash if you wanted to.
Yeah. She's like, she's not
He's
surprised.
skipping
bro.
through the streets right now.
Do you still think men and women can be friends?
Yeah, I'm gonna call another one. Hold on.
Ah.
She's determined to debunk the theory.
I actually, unless they're gay, I don't think they can.
Now, I'm gonna show you right now. Hold on.
But I feel like
I
you need
have
to be a
faith.
bit more direct with it, though.
Yeah, you're playing too much. You're just going, you're moving way too much to the left and right. You have to be straight.
I was going to like that.
How many of these men have you got on your phone?
I'm telling you, like, I've got male friends, but it's like I've known a lot of these lot that I'm very close to. I've known them from my childhood.
And you think you're one of the boys?
Pretty much. I'm telling you.
No.
Sis, you're
These
not
lot
one of
have
the
me
boys.
chilling around the man them. I be doing whatever I see them. I help them link girls and stuff. So it's
Nope.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've heard this like so much, and I've always been like, yeah, you could be friends with like boys, but I've just
We are
learned
just
from
waiting
experience
for the opportunity. That's what we're doing. Just waiting.
You actually cannot.
No.
I think
You
you
can't.
can when there's not an attraction. If there's no attraction there,
But he's probably attracted. This is the thing. It's always girls who just are like, no.
I mean, what percent of guys, male or female friends, are like severely overweight?
Huh? As in female friends that are
Yeah, like
overweight.
when a guy has a female friend, if she's severely overweight,
good
what percent?
question.
They're always attractive.
Yeah, that is a good
Actually, I'm
question.
not too
You know what's crazy? That's a good question.
sure on that one.
Right?
That
I'm
is a
still
good
struggling
question.
to get what you mean. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mean
me
like
too.
Is that,
That is a good question.
Guys usually pick women to be friends with, and they
They're
are
attractive.
attractive
oh,
women.
so you're
Yeah.
saying that guys only pick friends that they're attracted to?
that they consider attractive in some way.
Or that the
yeah.
only connection of like you guys initially sparking up a conversation would be based on, oh, let me go and chat to her.
Unless you're like neighbours and you've grown up together.
I guess
from, like,
the real
kids.
question is, can you be friends with a guy that he wouldn't sleep with you?
No,
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
no.
I want to say, yeah, I really want to say, yeah, you can, but I don't think so. I think
No,
if you're
you can't.
if you're an attractive woman and you've got substance about
Yeah,
you, even forget the
because
substance. If you're an
sexual
attractive
tension
woman,
is gonna always arise, and it happens when that guy. So when the female friend. So when the female guy, when the guy stopped giving male attention to that female, like let's say he's now getting married or he's not a girlfriend, you will notice how the female friend now wants his attention. She gets jealous. Very common.
if you really wanted to, you could sleep with any of your friends.
Whereas we're the ones that say, I don't want to cross that line, you know, we're such good friends.
guys are making
They're
me
not
question
afraid
my
to cross that
friendships, you know.
line. They're not afraid to cross that line one bit.
You're what, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll learn.
You'll learn. Oh yeah, you'll wait to learn.
Any of them. You're an attractive woman. Any of them.
Any of them.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
I haven't. Don't think can't think any off the top of my head right now, but I think I like to think if I wanted to sleep with any of my male friends, I probably could. If I put
Yeah.
it on them like that, I could.
Yep, 100%.
Not that I want to. I just had to clarify. My friends are my
I'm
friends for
just
a
trying
reason.
to think of one more call I can make to prove you guys. wrong.
There's none. There's none,
None.
sweetheart.
None.
It's all right.
You got someone? I mean, look, we'll take the content. Come on, make another call. Hold on.
All Okay, let's go.
She knows.
Who's my most platonic friend? Let me think.
Oh, that's risky.
Nah, because that one, the friendship will end if it gets sour.
No, they'll see afterwards anyway. This is just for the sake of the
Yeah.
point that we're
Nah.
trying to prove here.
Nah.
Yeah, they'll see it. You could just send them the link.
Yeah.
I was just joshing. I was just kidding.
Should I?
Okay.
Do it. I'm here for all of this.
Let's go.
Nah,
Let's see.
That's Pete. Nah, that one's Pete. You know the one I've been calling brother for years? I don't want to do that. Because if that goes left, that's getting
Oh,
blocked.
but we should just see.
Yeah, just see.
Because
Yeah.
you're confident that he won't, right? He's your friend.
Yeah, that's the point.
I find
like-
this crazy.
That's
as
the
well.
point.
That is, I literally don't think you can be friends with straight males. Like,
No, you can't.
I think no. I think
It's
that you-
because it's the male strategy. It's very hard to get a female, so having that opportunity like that, it changed the ballgame. That's what it is.
you can
of
totally
course
be
you
friends.
can be friends, but
Yeah.
you can also
But that's
always
sexual
cross that line.
attraction. If you're attractive, then that's it. The man will rise for the
Yeah.
occasion.
I mean, you can't be friends with them without them wanting to sleep with you.
That's scary.
And they will only sleep with you if you allow them to. If you say no forever, then they won't. As simple
Yeah.
as that.
Until you say yes.
Do you think then it's disrespectful to have male friends in a relationship?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Or maybe like if you're like acquaintances, not really, but if they're like friends and they're over, absolutely.
Because how would you feel if the roles were reversed and he had a bunch of girls wanting to sleep with him all the time?
Oh,
But the thing is, until just now, I didn't know that.
well, she's kind of young.
See,
I think,
and
but
So it's like, I can't lie, especially like with this guy here, I've hooked him up with people, like I've been friends with some of his girls and that, like I've been tight with his girls. I never actually thought in my head it was that, like,
Would you date him?
no.
so you're getting free attention.
Selling him a dream right there. Huh?
See, this is the thing. I think if you have a male friend who thinks that he could sleep with you,
Yeah.
then no. That's not a
But how
healthy
are you supposed to tell
situation.
the difference?
No, I mean, no, you know. Come on.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
She
She's
did.
trying to be like, I don't know. Me, I have no idea. I have no idea. No idea.
So
No.
what if the roles were reversed and your boyfriend had a girl that if he ever said yes, like she would be down 100%. However, he's told her no. Are you cool with that?
No.
No, to be.
She's like,
She's like, no.
That's actually happened with my boyfriend. He's told me like a friend of his wanted to sleep with him and he said no. But I remember she was there when we went out on a night out and she was all over him as well. And it was just a lot. Like I couldn't stand it. It wasn't a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Yeah.
No.
Is it different, do you think, though, when you're like, I'm just trying to think, because I have got a couple of male friends.
I've got male friends.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't get over how red I look. I'm never wearing red again or something like this. But I think when you're both like in a relationship, say he's married and I'm married, I think maybe that's different because I prefer it. Because I've had actually an example of a male friend and we were really good friends. And it just got to a point where, I mean, he did express that he felt something in that sense towards me.
Because it was never about the friendship. See how they're just making the point without even realizing it. They're making the point. Even the therapist, she's trying to make the point that she was unique, but then based on her story, it happened. Of course.
And it obviously made it awkward because I was also friends with his wife. And I kind of just said,
he said that while he was married.
yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
He did a Pamela.
So we've kind of cut the contact now. But, you know, I kind of said before, actually, do you know what, in the situation, before he said that, we can't just be friends, you and I. It's either like we're friends as couples or not at all kind of thing. And he didn't want to be friends as couples because he actually felt uncomfortable with me around his wife because he felt an attraction towards me. So that kind of messed up the friendship there. So I think that, I think it's okay. Like if you're friends with a guy, but he's got a wife and you're friends with a wife and he's friends with your husband, like that sort of thing.
Like as a woman, I feel like to make the other woman comfortable, like you always just need to make ties with her. Like even with my friend, with his girls, like I've always been that girl who's like, oh, like hey, like da da da. If we're chilling together, like
That
say
make
we're
no
at a drink or
sense,
something,
bro.
I'm gonna go to her. I'm gonna chill with her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
see how
yeah.
she's doing. Like leave him for a second.
It's a respect thing. I think.
Yeah,
It's a respect that look, I'm not a threat to you.
exactly.
I want you to know that I'm not a threat to you. And I think if your friend who you friend zone, let's say for example, yeah, okay, if I gave you a window, you would jump through the window, but understand I'm never giving you a window. So if you are happy to settle for that, then that's up to you. That's your decision. You have to be accountable for that.
Man, these advice
and you
are
have to
so
respect
bad.
me and my partner. And if there's any tinge
So
of
bad
disrespect,
advice.
you gotta go.
It's always
I-
trying to avoid the root of the problem. Is it goes back to the question: man and female cannot be friends. Period. That's it. Don't try to make it. They can't.
Agree. As long as that person is, because I feel like some guys will try to slyly just like throw shade on your
No, you
relationship.
can't-
and
you
at the
can't do
moment that
that.
happens, it's
You
like,
can't do
no,
that.
we can't be
Yeah.
friends.
But also, it makes me think like, would they just sleep with you because, say, they would sleep with anyone who's like attractive, and so if you come on to them, why would they say no if you're a friend or not? Because they would sleep with someone who's attractive who they don't know, who that you know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not just
Well,
because
sometimes
it's
they'll
you.
sleep with someone who's not attractive. Some men will just
Yeah,
sleep with.
maybe it's not just because you're friends with them, but if they've never seen you like that, and then you turn to them and say that to them, why would they turn it down? Because they
Exactly.
would do it on a night out anyway.
Nah,
then
I
it's
feel
a
like
thing
that's a
of
little
like-
bit naive. I think obviously men are very visual. In my opinion, men are visual creatures, right? They are
very.
visual, and if you look good, then you know its potential blood can be rushing to places. But ultimately, you look good, and they acknowledge that you look good. But if you couple that, especially in today's society where substance is so dwindled, if you know what I mean, some women tend to not have any substance or any depth to them.
Majority.
So if they're your friend, you're already cool, so that's one element. You probably got a good head on your shoulders, which is another element. There are things about you that they know that probably are more attractive, if that makes sense.
No, they don't need all that just to sleep with you, though.
No, they don't. But then they wouldn't need to. But why are they? Maybe not why are they friends. Yeah, why are they friends with you? There's a reason why you're friends. You have a connection.
But
No, because they're waiting for the opportunity. I told you, man. They trying to make it, but no. And no, they're trying to just slide it, man. Stop it.
A sexual
Like, are we
connection.
best friends or are we just friends?
I don't-
'Cause I'm friends with a lot of people, so it doesn't have to be on like a deep,
But it depends
rooted
on
level.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to cut you. So, but then I guess I don't know. For me, the friend, I don't use the term friend loosely. You can be an associate, that's okay. You can be a
Exactly.
colleague, that's okay. You can be just somebody who I know in passing, that's okay. If I call you a friend, we're deeper level than that. You can come to my home. You can be around my kids. You can be around my partner. That's okay. An associate, you can't come into my house as an
Yeah, good
associate
point.
because there's different levels to it.
But I have heard, shall I say, like friend boys of mine, or like
Friends, boy.
acquaintances of mine, say
Crazy.
they started talking to a long-term friend of theirs, like in a different way, and then they would be like, "Funny, I've never looked at her that way." I've heard that before.
The line, bro.
I have. Like I never
But the moment
looked at her like
the
that.
moment she says, "Come over," I'm a bit randy. People start looking at her that way.
Yeah, he tried, you know.
They didn't. It started like with them.
Did they
Talking.
end up hooking up?
Yeah, ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, so then he did look at her like that.
But not at
Yeah,
the
that's
beginning.
that's the point, lady. Oh my goodness, how can we explain this to these people unless they don't want to hear it? That's the point. Are you kidding me? That's the point. I don't know how can you explain these things.
Exactly. I think that I agree with what she's saying, because it's like, at the end of the day, you can be in a relationship with someone, or you can end up getting with someone that you've been friends with, but it would not have started off like that. Like, they could have seen you in a whole different light, but until you actually put it out there, they didn't think twice about it. Like, before, it would have been like, oh yeah, this is my boy.
Well,
da, da, da.
I'm with my partner. We were friends for several years before we got together, and I did ask him, did you ever look at me that way, type of thing?
A simp.
And he was saying,
She got with the simp. Not even engagement ring, bro. Oh my goodness. Man. How can you start just really dismantling all this delusion? It's just a friend. You look like you're 36. No offense. But why you now with him? Because it's the last option that you have. Like,
well, no, because I was in a relationship and he was trying to keep
there we
himself
go, folks.
looking-
I told you. He's the last option. Now she's with him, but she still in the market. You see right here? There's no engagement ring, so that means that she's still in the market. I'm telling you, folks.
It's good behaviour in that sense. But the more and more I delve, like, yeah, but did you ever find me attractive, whatever, then obviously he will go, well, yeah, obviously I found you attractive.
I think it's more like maybe he didn't see an opportunity.
Yeah.
And then she gave him signals.
So do you guys think that every single male in your life that you're not related to has looked at you like that?
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, whether they have or whether they haven't, if you offer it up, they're going to take it. Facts.
But what if they
Facts.
don't?
No, but they would.
I feel like
Every single man.
Try your phone. I guarantee you.
Yeah, please try.
Yeah, try. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, sorry, for real. She's with someone.
But well, and it's funny too, because if you ask guys about this, like they'll tell you, like they know how. Like, haven't you ever heard a guy say, "I know how men think"?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna read super chats and then we're gonna watch a video. Okay.
All right.
Bodybuilding lifestyle. My best friend slept with my girlfriend. It's a no. Carlos X. Most men have low standards for one base home run. Don't flatter yourself. Most of your guy friends can get busy and go right back to the ball game. Blackest Panther. Those call her friends is exactly what we're talking about. Dudes do not talk to their male friends like that. Dudes were talking to her. Men code switch because women can't handle the truth.
Yeah, that's what it
LP
is.
Berkshire, Pearl
But
is the
then,
goat.
here's the problem. If you have intentions from the beginning, you probably will have more success. See, this is where the guys mess up. If you let a female know your intentions from the beginning, you're not getting into that friend zone. I'm telling you.
Chief Keef, and that's why women deserve less. Myron Gaines. Pearl, I asked what parent takes criticism. What parent takes criticism better? Zero Fallout 1. The problem is women go on to marry the stable. Oh, I read that one already. Blessing, can we watch the video?
Okay.
Relationship like now with Tommy? Are you in touch with him at all, or do you
I mean, text here and there. Nothing too
Oh,
crazy.
he getting
he's
that
married
wet, bro. He getting that baseball bat wet.
and happy, and she's good to him, and I totally support that and think that's great. So, I mean, I hate to be annoying and going through this again. I'm pretty sure she's annoyed, but I respect their relationship and just glad he's happy and he has somebody.
Do your boys like him,
this.
or are they estranged? They do.
No,
they like him.
No, they see him all the time. They see him all the time. And I think that this movie, too, is kind of like a love letter to their parents. They know
Look at those
they come
kids,
from
man.
true
They
love.
hate her.
They want people
You can tell they hate her. Look at that. They're not happy.
to see the real story. And I thought that was kind of cute and kind of charming and really.
That's rough to look.
Brandon is very artistic and really wanted to show the story from
Yeah,
a
my
real, true,
son
authentic
husband.
perspective.
It was really well done, and I enjoyed it. Sometimes I found myself going, I wonder if I said to Pam, well, do you have any regrets? Like, do you think there were certain things in life, or would you just do it all over the same exact way? Was it a fun ride, or was it tragic or miserable? How do you assess it?
It was all of it, but it was more good times than bad. And I wouldn't do it any other way. I mean, I just feel like it was just this wild ride. And I made it home in one piece. I came back to the place I grew up in. I bought the house of my grandmother, and I'm living in it. And I'm looking at my life from the same place my feet touched the ground when I was a baby. I mean, I look at it all like a movie.
Sound like bullshit.
Do you think women learn from their mistakes typically?
Dang, that's a good question.
Maybe they have to be repeated again and
Yeah,
again
that.
to learn. I think.
She made
they learn
those.
eventually.
She's
Yeah.
usually using her kids as son husband energy, and she won her ex husband. You can tell.
It's difficult to learn things from the first time of making a mistake. I think so.
I think
Or
it depends
maybe
on the
some-
woman. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I think it depends on the woman and where she is in her life.
Easy answer.
Probably not, but there are some who do.
Very low.
But in general, you would say no.
I mean, I can only, for me,
Lady, just tell the truth. My goodness, Lord. You have to put a gun in their head. That way they can tell the truth.
I learned, but in general, I probably think no.
No.
Okay, yeah, let's go
Unless
there.
you're in a vicious cycle.
It just never ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're chasing something.
What do you guys think? Do you think in general women learn from their mistakes or no?
Like I said, eventually, but it takes a while to get there.
How many times?
I'd say on average maybe 3.
3 times.
The delusion is in display.
It's very specific.
My
3
God.
times for how many years?
Oh,
How many months?
I'd say 3 times with the person. Like I feel like
After
in
the
terms
third
of
time you
learning,
break up.
I feel like in terms of learning your mistakes as well, it comes into growing up and your age and stuff. Like the same chances I would have given someone, I don't know, a few years ago, I wouldn't give them now. Like that would take me longer to learn. I mean, take me quicker to learn than it would have before. If that makes sense.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely depends on where you are in your stage of growth and what you have experienced before and how you've reflected on that.
Do you think men should date women that have dated bad boys in the past?
Good question.
Men should date women.
Do you think that men should date women that have dated bad boys in the past?
Why not?
I think they might have an
do you
attitude,
think?
women who date bad boys in the past.
Well, I don't have an attitude.
I think that there's pros and
We're
cons
not
to
talking
it.
about you. We're talking about in general.
In general, I think that there are pros and cons to it. I think for a man who dates a woman who has dated a bad boy in the past, you would hope or you would think that she would learn from the mistakes of the bad boy and appreciate the good guy, right? And then on the flip side of that, I guess there is a negative because a guy who dates a woman who has dated a bad boy before, she will have this
trauma,
Yep.
or she may bleed on him when he didn't cut her, if that makes sense.
That's
So
a good point.
I feel like there's pros
That
and
is a good point. It's a Medusa kind of point. That's a good point.
cons
So
to
it's
it.
like almost the men of the future have to pay for the mistakes of her past.
I
Yeah.
feel like everybody has to pay for the mistakes of people's past if you're not healing from it and you're not learning from it, for sure.
I mean, I'm sure we've all at some point had a guy that's like trying to go through your phone because some girl cheated on him before.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taking your thumb and unlocking your phone when you're sleeping. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Experienced it all.
Yeah.
I think it's more high risk for a guy, obviously, to get involved with a woman that's had a bad past. But a lot of men do like to play the hero.
Good point.
You know what I feel like? I feel like
That's-
even though, sorry, do you want to go?
That's why they say save a hoe. That's what I was thinking. Captain Save a hoe.
I was being polite.
That's what I was thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
Funny enough, even though men come across with the stronger personalities than us, I feel like when it comes to relationships and being emotional, I feel like they are kind of more fragile in the sense where one woman will hurt a man and it will stay with him for his whole life. Whereas with a woman, even though we do get hurt and it will take us a while to get over it, we're not gonna portray that in every single situation.
That's
talks
such
about
a-
our exes more, men or women?
That is.
Women.
The hurt party.
But we
There we
might
go,
talk
yeah.
about it, but their demeanor will change. Like the way they act and the way they actually carry themselves will change because of one relationship. That's what I've
What?
seen.
So do you think that men are not as resilient as women? Or do you think that men in certain situations allow themselves to be vulnerable, allow themselves to trust a woman, and she shits on it, and that's why it hits him just as hard because that is
Good
not
point.
a man's default
Do you
necessarily.
think
I know.
maybe they just learn what works and what doesn't? You know, men are problem solvers.
Do you know
so
what
if
it is?
So if they treat a woman like a queen and she treats him like shit, and then they realize, oh, if I treat her worse, she treats me better.
Do you know what I think? I think when it comes
It's like, oh, I'm gonna pick.
when it comes to thinking, I think men think with logic. Women obviously think with emotion. I feel like emotionally it's easier to heal yourself than logically because I feel like logically you're going to be thinking, okay, so the past 2 women did this to me. I need to now watch out for this in the third one. Whereas where certain women are emotional, it's going to be, I don't know, they're going to be more prone to forgive, if that makes sense.
Naive,
and to move on.
So naive, it's
if
crazy.
that also makes kind of sense.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it
it does make sense. I get where you're coming from, and I definitely think that women, you know, it's biology. Women operate from, you know, the emotional side, and men tend to operate from the logical side. But I think that, I don't know, I'm definitely an emotional woman. I feel everything very intently, but my experiences have led me to be very logical in my decision making, right? So
But
it's
that
like
made no
I can sit
sense.
around and I can be upset.
That made no sense. That sounds like a Tony Robbins playbook. Let me just hear that one more time. This babble that these people say, man.
I feel everything very intently, but my experiences have led me to be very logical in my decision making, right? So it's like I can sit around and I can be upset that my relationship ended, or let's say hypothetically a guy cheated on me, right? I can sit around and, oh my God, he cheated, but I just feel so worthless. What was it? Or I can, okay, cool, look. Oh, all right, that's not really the best example.
You can't make
to give,
this shit up,
but
man.
You can look at something logically and be accountable and forgive yourself, and then you don't need to chase the whole emotion thing, if that makes sense. The whole, yeah, I kind of know where I was going with it, but I didn't.
No,
you lost yourself because you
But
don't
at
even
the
know
same
what the hell you
time,
want.
I feel like, cool, in the same situation where we would be on the emotional side of things, like I said, a guy will now be logically thinking, okay, so cool, this girl has done this to me. Now I'm gonna do this to prevent this from happening again. And
No,
now he's gonna
that's
start
okay.
building up that
They
kind
guard
of
themselves.
that kind of wall. You get it? So it's gonna be a thing
So
where
be
now
weak.
maybe he didn't used to act like this before, but he acts like this now because of what he's been through. But it's
He's a
not necessarily
problem solver.
emotional. Not necessarily emotional. It's now kind of wired into
Like
his
a
brain.
problem solver.
Yeah, it's a problem
Yeah.
He's
solver.
a problem solver.
So this was the problem, and this is how I'm going to solve the problem by not letting anyone else in.
It's like I
Yeah.
can get the youngest, hottest women by treating them like shit.
Because that's what they want, or that's at
what
least
they
what they're
want.
alluding to
Yeah.
what they want.
Yeah.
I think the only exception to that about talking about exes is when a man's been divorced. I think that they do that really plays on their mind, and that's very difficult for them.
All
to move
depends how
past.
bad was the divorce.
What is one thing that you did wrong that contributed to your last relationship
Wow,
or
that's
a
a good
relationship
question.
ending? And you cannot say, I just overlooked a red flag.
I can take this one.
Okay.
I was a coward in my last relationship. I will own that 100%. I was a coward, and I was scared, and I wasn't honest, and I lied, and I think if I hadn't have been so cowardly in the last year of our relationship, we would have parted. We wouldn't have had the war that we had. If I was braver, and I weren't so scared of the repercussions. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll own that.
I know that this is going to make me sound really bad, but
I don't
There you
know
go.
what what
that
is
one I'm not
she-
entirely sure if
What is cowardly? What like?
Been so cowardly in the last year of our relationship,
What does that mean?
we would have parted. We wouldn't have had the war that we had.
What does that mean? I need someone that woman-y stuff, man, because I can't. I don't know what she said here. I don't know what she said here.
If I was braver, and I
Braver.
weren't so scared of the repercussions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll own that.
All right.
I know that this is going to make me sound really bad, but there you goes. That one, I'm not entirely sure if this was the real reason or it was an excuse for him. But what ended up happening was, long and short of it, at the start of the relationship, he cheated on me, and then he came back asking me to marry him. And then I actually said yes, and then I went back and said, actually, no. I don't feel like marriage is where we're at right now. And it actually did become a bit of an on and off relationship. Actually, I said I haven't done on and off, but in hindsight, it was more on and off, as in break up for a few days and back together.
What does that
not
mean?
like a long period. And the last time that he came back, he said to me, right, let's get back on together. And I said, actually, someone previously that I dated had got back in touch with me.
Folks, this is the therapist, psychologist lady. Oh my goodness.
And we'd arranged to meet up for a drink. And I honestly said, actually, I'm not ready to get back for you yet. I've got a date in the diary with this ex that I just actually want to see whether or not I still feel anything towards this person. And that was kind of a big smash to his ego. And for him, that was the final straw.
Okay.
So okay, but would you regret that? What's the point of just telling that story?
So you saw an ex while you guys were dating?
No, once we'd broken up and I thought it was the end, somebody from my past had reached out to me.
Sorry.
So I don't know.
So what were you?
Yeah,
what
there
were
you go.
feeling
Yes. You want to pretend to be perfect. Let's just get it
For
on.
the demise of your last relationship.
Maybe because he wanted to feel like I was the one and only man ever for him and that I wasn't looking at another option.
No, but you're talking about him.
Yeah,
What
see,
was your-
you're talking about him. You're talking about him. We asking you. You see how they do it? You see how they just want to play. And this is the psychologist, therapist lady. Insane.
accountability. What do you think you did? Sorry.
Yeah.
Belle, go.
Well,
I'm just trying to-
by showing that I still wanted to explore other options, I guess.
No, man. accountability is a kryptonite even for this lady. It's crazy.
Okay.
I don't know if I was wrong for that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I'm confused because I thought that was after you guys broke up or you were together.
So it was he kept breaking up with me and then
Okay.
getting back together like a week later.
So why did you contribute wrongly to this? Why was wrong? Why did you tell this story either way?
Okay.
So in between that, so the time that he actually came back and said, okay, let's get back together, I said, well, in the interim period, when you broke up with me, my ex got in touch and I'm arranging to meet up with him.
So before that, like, what do you think contributed to him, like, breaking up with you?
Oh, insecurity because I called off the engagement.
Okay.
And he felt that I didn't forgive him for the cheating, I guess.
Okay. Oh, not being able to let things go.
Yeah.
Okay.
How will you say that? Pero, I think you effed up in this one. You just let her just go with it without just admitting what she did wrong. That was a bad segment.
Go ahead.
Okay. What was the question again?
What is something that contributed to your last relationship ending? That you did.
That I did.
Yeah, and you can't say I ignored red flags.
Oh,
That's
no.
That's always the go-to.
I think what happened was, first of all, we all know I was very young. I've only had 2 boyfriends. So it's this one I've got now and the one before. I think because I have like a real passion for something as well, and I studied it when I was in secondary school, obviously I had to go home because it was long distance and FaceTime him and da-da-da-da-da. It was quite a lot, especially when you have to wake up at like 6 in the morning every single morning and then train until 6 too. And I think it was quite natural. I think it was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm also a bit young for you, and I don't know what I want. Also, if anything, I just kind of wanted to focus on what I was doing because.
So you just weren't that invested in the relationship.
Yeah, I think in the end.
But do you regret that? But you regret that.
Start, I really was, and then I just thought, also, am I like just in this to just be in this? Because I did have such a deep feeling for him, but
you want to be a hoe. Okay,
I
we
was
get
so
it.
young to even
wanna
know what it
be a
was.
hoe.
Really,
We
I
get
don't know
it.
whether it was just I loved someone loving me, or I don't know.
You're only 21 or 22.
Yeah, 21.
Everyone's like, she's only had 2 boyfriends. I'm like, gosh, she's 21. As many of you know, I was just
I don't know,
banned on.
Great opportunity for the ladies to take accountability, and Pearl, you messed it. You messed it up. You messed it up. You should have just let them just answer those last snippets. I don't know. I'm just doing a live stream. See, I don't have a lot of time to just edit videos because I have all the YouTube channel, but I'm trying my best to just be in this YouTube channel, just keep giving my insights, right? Hopefully we can do this next week and, keep reacting to these videos because I think they're great. I'll see you